It is a Matua donka. It is used in Matua festivals. Why Matua donka is being played here? Because we have thousands of Matuas as part of our Shahojodha, as our comrade in our organization. Now, when they are in our organization, they will obviously bring their culture along with them. Now, the question is, we have given them the open field to exercise their culture. That is the political stand of Jatiyo Bangla Sammelan. Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon does not hide this thing. Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon celebrates this thing. Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon makes this a big event. I have been part of Matua festivals even before we have found Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon. But Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon from the very day one has made it a point that the proletariat class, the working class, the subaltern class, their culture, their ethnicity, their religion must be brought forward, must be celebrated, because we want to create an alternative narrative of Bengal. When we say that we are fighting for Bengal, we are fighting for Bengalis, we must also be clear what we understand or mean by Bengal and Bengalis. Jatiyo Bangla Sammelan means the subaltern Bengal. Jatiyo Bangla Sammelan celebrates the subaltern festival culture of Bengal. Maybe it's Muslim, maybe it's Hindu or Adivasi.
Viewers, welcome to DYNT News. Today we have with us Siddhabrata, who is the founder of Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon, also founder of another organization within their mother organization of Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon, Bongio Shommelon. And Siddhabrata is someone who is fighting for the Bhumi Santans of Paschim Bongo, or the erstwhile Bengali land, and all the languages that have been created by the communities of this land who are indigenous to this land. And the reason why we are engaging with Siddhabrata is he has done a very unthinkable job, that is, organize the hawkers of West Bengal after COVID-19 and lockdown, and get them moving and give them confidence and support so that they can ply their trade on the railway tracks and reclaim the railway tracks created by the British, which was always a private entity for suppression of Indian people. So he has done this thing, and the reason why he has done this thing is because the hawkers of Bengal and India in general are facing a rapid onslaught of capitalism, of different kind of fascism, ultra neo-Nazism, of Hindustan, and the market politics. And in the name of beautification of railway platforms, lots of crony capitalistic greed is being supported. So today Siddhabrata Das joins us. So Siddhabrata Das, thank you for giving us time. Yeah, thank you for giving us time. So viewers, please understand that this is a very different kind of video that is going to be presented to you. This is the first, kind of solo interview of someone who is fighting for the downtrodden, doing something for the subaltern Bengali as well as subaltern Adivasis of West Bengal and India in general. So DYNT News, please subscribe to DYNT News, like, share, and subscribe. DYNT, Democratize Your Nation Today, and our tagline or our logo is Awaken One Human at a Time. So again, welcome Siddhabrata Das. My first question to you is that you have been doing this politics for a long time. I think 2017 onwards you're doing this politics.
Yes.
And what exactly, brings you to this juncture of this fighting for the Bengali, fighting for the subaltern, fighting for the working class? Why are you doing this?
See, the thing is that we have experienced this over the years that the space for Bengali is shrinking in India. The space for Bengali, and when I say Bengali, mostly it is the subaltern. I have often said this thing in various meetings that we, the people who come from privileged class, we wear two clothes. One that is of the English that we have got from the British and from being part of an affluent family who can access Western education, English language education, and of our native language. But when it comes to the subaltern, when it comes to the grassroots people, the people who are living in the last mile of Bengal, for them, Bengali is the only dress that they have. Now, when I take that off them, they become naked. Because when I make a system where everything, every work you do, you go to a hospital, you go to a market, you go to any administrative building, the work there happening in the language English and Hindi, that means I am making my people illiterate who are actually not illiterate, who are educated, who have done education in their mother language. But it is the system, it has been designed in a way that I am making the entire working class subaltern people who are living in the last mile uneducated, and thus I am taking this entire section of the economic map of India. It is the system, it is the design of the system that it is making these people poor, and they will remain poor for eternity because they are a victim of a system. Now, whenever it is the system who is victimizing a section of the society, the general law says you must fight for their rights. It is not about Bengali, it is not about Tamil, it is not about a particular language. It is about an
True,
oppression. It is about
true,
an
true.
oppression. It is about an injustice which is happening. If today it happened in some other country with some other language and I was born there, I would have fought for them as well. I always said that the fight for the language, the fight for the people of a particular language, it is also a class struggle. It is an
Mm,
economic warfare because when I am setting the standards in English and Hindi, and I am neglecting the entire community who only speaks Bengali. It is an economic warfare. I am cutting them off from the economic map. So we have started our fight around 2017, and over the year, our course of action has changed because as we have worked through the various sections of the society, we have realized where we must focus our energy, where we must focus our strength. It is the people who have been most affected. We must fight for them most as well. So we are
mm,
fighting for the working class, the subaltern,
mm,
the grassroots
mm,
level worker, the grassroots
mm,
level people who are the
mm.
daily wagers of our society.
Okay. Siddhartha, like, first and foremost, though, you were a part of this movement, Bengali movement, for a long time, since 2017, or maybe before that also. But what changed? What was your inspiration to create a new organization called Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon sometime in 2020? Yeah, and after that, you create another Bongio Sommelon sometime in 2021, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. What is your motivation, main? Why did you seek to organize? Why did you seek to open up this Bengali language movement and try to advocate for the other linguistic groups like the Kuruk, like the Lepcha? Why did you do so? Because I read an article of you in Bangla. Prothom Alo has done a very good article on you where they have quoted you, where you're saying ki হিন্দির চাপে বাংলার সমস্ত জাতি দাপটে So, if you can, explain and make our non-Bengali speakers understand more about your organization.
See, the thing is that when you talk about Bengali rights, rights of the Bengali, right for the culture of Bengal, this movement is happening for a long time. It is not like
Mm,
it is happening from 2017. It has happened earlier as well. Various organizations, various people have done it. But what each and every platform before us, before we have started our movement, have done is that it has worked for the upper section of the society, the privileged section, the section we can see, the section we can hear, the section that makes most of the noise. But what about that section that is working day and night in the grassroots, that is also equally harmed by Hindi imperialism? You had quoted my words from Prothom Alo, the interview I have given. I have said there as well, it is not a movement of the Bengali language movement. It is a movement of all the Bhumi Shantan, or the all the native of the Bengali land, where there is of course Bengali, there is Adivasi, there is Kurmi, there is Lepcha. Because Hindi imperialism is not only attacking and affecting us, it is also decimating every other native that is here in this land of Bengal. We are seeing where Manbhum Bhasha Andolan happened in the parts of Purulia and Jhargram, where people fought tooth and nail against Hindi imposition. Today we can see that Hindi language has made deep inroads in these areas. The culture that they have fought in the early years of Manbhum for many years. Manbhum is a very significant movement because it is the longest going movement, linguistic movement in the world. Manbhum Bhasha Andolan was approximately 40 years movement. No other movement happened for such a long time. And the land of Manbhum Bhasha Andolan today have deep inroads of Hindi imposition. Same thing happening in the North Bengal side, where there are Lepchas. They yet to get right of their language. Same thing happening for Kurmis. You have seen how the Kurmis are agitating over the last few years for their linguistic rights. Yet the state does not recognize their language. The central government examinations for education institute and jobs doesn't take place in these languages, and we Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon even fight for them. Why we fight for them? The thing is that the Bengali elite driven Bengali linguistic movement that happened in Bengal before as well has always neglected that section of Bengal which is also native to Bengal, like Adivasis, Kurmis, and Lepchas. It is not like Bengalis are the sole native of Bengal. Now, when I am doing a movement for the Bengali language and I do not speak for these languages, I create another hegemony in the land of Bengal.
mm,
And
mm,
this hegemony weakens the very social structure of Bengal.
mm,
It is the plot of Hindi imperialism. It
mm,
wants, the Hindi imperialism want that the various sections of Bengal must fight among themselves and they will come to rescue. Now, if we alienate huge sections of Adivasis, Kurmis, Lepchas, and various other native languages, then that will only make our social structure weaken. That will only make our movement weaker. That will not help our movement. So whenever you have to speak for the Bengali language, you have to
mm,
speak for the Adivasi language and all other native language in the same voice. Only then you will do the social justice that this society demands for over these years. Only Bengali language movement will only make our society weaker, because that will create divisions among ourselves. And in this division, Hindi imperialism, Hindi imposition will happen. Hindi
mm, mm,
imperialistic powers will enter. We are seeing,
mm,
already we are seeing that BJP MPs time and again are calling for division of Bengal. They
mm,
want a separate state in the North Bengal. They want a separate state of the region of Manbhum. They are
mm,
using these factions. And I will not blame the Adivasis, Kurmis for that. It is the elite
mm,
Bengali who has
mm.
always alienated this space. And
True, true,
because
true.
they have alienated, because if I go back and read the textbooks, if I go back and read all the literature of Manbhum Bhasa Andolan, the
Mm,
Adivasis wrote songs in
mm,
Bengali
mm,
against
mm,
the imperial masters of Delhi. Why
mm,
that same society today is
mm.
vouching for Hindi? It is utterly our failure. It
True.
is the failure of every single person who is doing the Bengali movement for the last 70, 80 years.
Mm,
If we if we capture, if we
mm,
imprison
mm,
the Bengali movement in the
mm,
pockets of Kolkata,
mm,
we are basically putting a death nail in the
mm.
coffin of Bengali movement.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we
yeah.
must break the shackles
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
free this
Allow
movement.
me. Yeah, allow me. Allow me. Now, you made a very good point, and a very interesting point. So basically, you are fighting one cultural hegemony, that is of the Hindi speaking people. At the same time, you're also fighting the cultural hegemony of the kebabs, Kulin, Kasto, Vaidya, and Brahmins. And since we talk about the internal mechanisms and internal class, caste problems of the Bengali movement, you are the first, maybe, it would be wrong for me to say, or maybe I'm right, you might be the first person, and the Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon might be the first organization uh, of West Bengal that has been able to give respect to the Barak Valley Bhasha movement, which has never been done before. I have never seen that is also a part of the Bengali language movement, but it has never been projected by the Kolkata elites. But you have done that, and you did that by uniting the Bengali Muslims and the Matuas under one umbrella. So, is it safe to say that your organization, they are uh, mainly Dalit Bahujan Adivasi based? Is it safe to say?
Of course, see, our organization is working with the working class. And who is
Mm,
the working class?
mm,
Mostly the Adivasis, Dalits,
mm,
Bengali Muslims, and various other
mm,
sections that has been deprived over the years. Our organization has time and again been vocal that when we talk about our social reformers in Bengal, when we talk about the freedom struggle, the social reform struggle, why we exclude all those who have been very vocal in Bengal yet
mm,
not part of the Bengali elite. Like, for
mm,
example, we, Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon, we celebrate Vidyasagar, when at the same time we celebrate Horichand Guruchand Thakur. That Horichand Guruchand Thakur's activities, Horichand Guruchand Thakur's actions are equally important like Vidyasagar's. But our society, our educational system has not taught us this history. It has
mm,
completely erased this history, the Dalit history of Bengal. Now, it is the 70% of Bengal, it is the 80% of Bengal. If I alienate that part and I think that I will build a golden Bengal, like we say, Shonar Bangla, that is
mm,
not possible. Shonar Bangla can only be possible if I can take with me every single section of this society in this economic warfare, in this journey. Excluding parts, alienating parts, keeping a hegemony of the Bengali elites will not help this movement. It is the worst outcome of this movement.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You remind me of Gramsci. Gramsci had said something like this, the ruling class didn't just rule over the subjugated classes by the virtue of material power, but also through cultural, political, and moral values. And I am focusing on the moral value. Like, there's an organization called C2, and C2 does Durga Puja, and there is a Dalit composition of C2's workers. There's a Muslim composition of C2's workers, but but what you did, you wanted to give space to the Muslim culture, so you had something about Ramzan, and after that you also before that you also did something about the Matua organization and their religious customs. So, mane, is this something which is strategic in nature, or this was always your plan? Mane, since you work with that group, you wanted to, give space to that majoritarian culture of the subaltern. What was the reason behind these activities of yours?
See, there are two reasons behind it. First of all, this part of Bengal is part of Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon because Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon has made this stand from day one.
Mm,
Our Motua brothers, this is the first time I think in the history
mm,
of trade union movement or economic movement
mm,
that trade union generally carries out that
mm,
in our rail hawker movement you will find Motua Donka being played
mm, mm,
before
mm,
the rallies. It is a Motua Donka. It is used in Motua festivals. Why Motua Donka is being played here? Because we have thousands of Motuas as part of our Shahjodha, as our comrade in our organization. Now, they have, when they are in our organization, they will obviously bring their culture along with them. Now, the
mm,
question is, we have given them the open field to exercise their culture. That is
mm.
the political stand of Jatiyo Bangla Sammelan. Jatiyo Bangla
Okay.
Sammelan does not hide this thing. Jatiyo Bangla
Mm,
Sammelan celebrates this thing.
mm,
Jatiyo Bangla Sammelan makes this a big event. I have been
mm,
part of Motua festivals even before we have found Jatiyo Bangla Sammelan. But Jatiyo Bangla
mm,
Shommelon from the very day one has made it a point that the proletariat class, the working
mm,
class, the
mm,
subaltern class, their
mm,
culture, their ethnicity, their religion must be must be brought forward,
mm,
must be celebrated because we want to create an alternative narrative of Bengal. When
mm,
we say that we are fighting for Bengal, we are fighting for Bengalis,
mm,
we must also be clear what we
mm,
understand or mean by Bengal and Bengalis. Jatiyo Bangla
mm,
Shommelon means the subaltern Bengal. Jatiyo
mm.
Bangla Shommelon celebrates the subaltern festival culture of Bengal. Maybe it's Muslim, maybe it's Hindu or Adivasi.
Okay, okay. This brings me to a interesting question. That is, I read your demands regarding the railway hawker thing and your fight with the central government over democratization of railway. There, you also talk about creating a board of sorts. It's called Railway Hawkers and Passengers Welfare Committee. What has Passenger Welfare Committee got to do with railway hawkers? What is the relation?
See, the
If you can make us understand.
passenger and hawkers have an intrinsic relationship. Without the
Hmm.
passengers, there will be no hawkers. It
Okay.
is the passengers that has brought the hawkers to business. You have to
Hmm.
understand one thing: the railway privatization, railway policy against the hawkers. It is an
Hmm.
anti-passenger stand because at the end of the day, the passengers who are every day plying through this train, every day traveling through this train, even they are not very affluent people. They are
mm, mm.
ordinary people. They are
True,
ordinary
true.
people. Someone may be a carpenter, someone may be a
Lower
domestic
middle
help,
class. Lower middle
yes,
class.
lower middle class.
Mm,
So
mm,
the lower middle class, what is their per capita purchasing power?
mm,
I have gone out for a job or for education from a distant village to Kolkata. What is my
mm,
purchasing power for the day?
mm.
Do I have enough money to buy KFC, burgers, to
Mm,
buy McDonald's? No, I can only spend 20 rupees or 30 rupees or 50 rupees at maximum for food. Now, if
true.
we do not have any hawker,
Mm,
then the system, the railway is compelling me to buy food from the corporate shops.
mm.
So, this is directly against my fundamental right of choice. I
But
must have a
Siddhabrata,
choice from where I want
y-
to get my food,
yeah,
from
yeah,
where I
yeah,
will
yeah.
want to get my things.
Yeah, agree. But Siddhabrata, what the government is saying is that they are going to give more dignity to the hawkers. Hawkers will sell what the government wants. Hawker will wear something very beautiful, and try to project themselves as a salesman to the ultimate consumer. Consumer is going to eat packaged food, not created food, and the government is saying that hawkers sell adulterated food. There will be stoppage of crime that happens in the railway line. So what is your views on that? Why many people will say, especially the middle class, will say that you are standing against development. So what is your actual stand? Yeah.
IRCTC, time and
Mm,
again, we have seen
mm,
IRCTC sell adulterated food. The thing
mm,
is
mm,
that in 2010, the Supreme Court has said that it is a fundamental right of a person to hawk. Now, you must see hawking as a profession. Don't see hawking as something that a person with no option is doing. No. Why I cannot be a hawker? I can choose to be a hawker. Hawking is not a crime. Our Supreme Court has said, our high courts have time and again said that a person can respectfully live by hawking. It is a choice. The government must not stop me from hawking. When a person cannot hawk, what are the options left for him? Either he can become a criminal, he can become a thief, he can become a beggar. Is those options better for the government? A person who is a hawker, he sells food, he is a independent businessman. He is not a
true,
salesman
true.
of a company. He's an
Mobile
independent businessman.
businessman.
He's a
Siddhabrata,
mobile
mobile
businessman.
businessman. Mobile
He
businessman.
procures his items from some village, from some shop, and all those items are not corporate produced. Those items are produced from the local industry of various
Mm,
villages and districts. He
mm,
procures those items and sell them to the customer. He's an
mm.
independent
Buy
businessman.
local, buy local, sell local. This is what
Yes.
apparently Narendra Modi wants. But he's,
Narendra Modi
kicking in
wants
the
one
guts.
thing:
But he's kicking
sell
in the
India
guts of these
to
hackers.
the corporates.
Yeah, yeah, true, true, true. True, true, true. So, another interesting part of your demands is you want land reforms for the hawkers. This is something which I have never heard of. How would you ensure, and what is the concept of this?
Land reforms, I don't understand what I was saying.
Yeah, yeah, জমির পাট্টা দিতে হবে.
No, the thing is that it's not about the hawkers. Jatiyo Bangla
আচ্ছা,
Sammelan also have Bosti organization, Bosti Unnayan Sommelon. That is also
ওকে.
one of our sister organization. Bosti Unnayan Sommelon works for the
হুম,
various Bostis in West Bengal. Presently, we have around 10 Bosti organizations across West Bengal. So the
mm,
thing is that many of these bostis are located in the railway land. These
mm.
bostis are there for 60 years, 70 years from independence. Now railway is coming and giving them notice, giving them time for 10 days, 20 days, and they are asking to evict, to leave the place so that they can sell it to the corporates. Very recently, railway has come up with a committee. The sole
Mm.
purpose of this committee is to find land and sell it to the corporates. That is the only
Okay.
purpose that committee has been structured. Now, railway is trying to evict every single person from these bostis. Now, a railway bosti houses thousands of people. So, if one fine morning I come and ask them to leave the place, it is directly against the right of life and livelihood. Where will they go? What will they do? A person who is living in the bosti must be working nearby. Now, if I shift
True.
that person to a very far away place, then I am not only taking him away from his home and land, I am also taking him
Mm.
away from his livelihood. So Jatiyo Bangla
Yeah.
Shommelon demands that railway must give the patta of these lands to these people who are living there for many years. If we can give
Mm.
patta of the forest, we can give patta in various sections. Why we will not be able to give patta to these lands? The
Okay.
government have a
So
scheme that they will be
yeah.
building houses for everyone within 2022 and till
Yeah, yeah,
23,
yeah,
yet there is no
yeah, yeah.
houses.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Very good point. You're talking about the dignity of a house and dignity of a human being and the relationship that person has with the house and with the you know ecosystem and the home that they are in. So good. So let's come to the interesting bits of your life. That is, how does it feel? What does it feel? And how does it feel? And why are you so mad to fight, C2? Then Trinamool is attacking you, then BJP is attacking you, then RPF is attacking you, then other kinds of gunda elements are attacking you. Like you must be really mad, to do this kind of activity.
See, my experience over these years has been
Yeah.
that the trade unions work as a safety valve of the system.
Mm,
The trade unions stops the of working class from organizing.
mm,
The state unions, if there are so many trade unions working efficiently, why the people are being deprived over the years and they are doing nothing? Why there is no movement being
mm,
led from the front by the central
mm,
trade unions? India doesn't have a dearth of trade unions. Hundreds
mm,
of
mm,
central trade unions are there. Not a
mm,
single movement. A token rally, a token program is not a movement. The thing is that the central trade unions actually serve the purpose of the government. The
mm,
central trade unions work as a safety valve for the government,
mm,
that these people will never be able to rise.
mm,
We have always seen, whenever we have tried to organize, we have always seen the biggest enemy that we have faced is
mm,
not the RPF or the rail. At
mm,
times, it is these trade unions that has never let us fight for the people. They have always tried to do something or the other to dismantle this movement so that
mm,
this movement cannot take place. So I have come to this realization that these central
mm.
trade unions are basically the safety valve of the system.
Okay, okay. So, another question, very interesting question that I have is, will Siddhabrata Das float a political party to, cash in on these experiments or your activity? Are
Right
you
now,
going to
I
see
do
a
not.
party?
Right now, we do not have any plan to float a party. Right
Okay.
now, we do not have any plan to float a party because it is a very serious decision which
Mm,
needs serious thought, serious groundwork, and we are far from it. It's a question I will keep for the future.
okay. And you got into limelight because of activities that has happened in Howrah station, but the activities at the Konnagar station, it triggered your revolt at Howrah station. What exactly happened at the Konnagar station, and what is the update on that issue?
The thing is that RPF is okay with all the hawkers who regularly pays them and is not okay with them who doesn't pay them. So they will harass every single hawker who will not pay them regularly. If you take a train from Howrah station and if you visit each and every station, you will find lot of hawkers are working peacefully without nothing, no commotion, anything. Then why suddenly Konnagar is in the limelight? The thing is that Konnagar hawkers are our members. They and our members do not pay RPA for anybody anything. That is the rule in our organization, that if you want to be part of our organization, you must not pay to anybody anything. So they do not
Mm,
pay. So they continuously harass us at
mm,
night when all the hawkers are gone, all the passengers are gone, at the dark hours of the night, at 3 a.m. in the morning, at 2 a.m. in the morning, they come and they throw our shops and things from the station. Similar thing happened in Konnagar in 13th of September, and we retaliated as a protest. We retaliated in Howrah station on 14th of September, where we have seen that if you do not let us work, then we will sit
mm,
in Howrah station and sell our thing.
mm,
We are peacefully working in Konnagar, but you are not letting us work. So, as a mark
mm,
of protest, we will sit
mm,
in Howrah station and sell our items, which we
mm,
did on 14th of September. Now, this has rang the alarm bell for Howrah station, RPF, and everyone, because there is a syndicate in Howrah station. There's a racket which is run by the RPF and various other people associated with the hawkers. This racket earns a huge sum of money. Now, if we enter Howrah station with our hawkers and start selling items, all the hawkers which are regularly paying the RPF will stop paying the money, because on
mm,
one hand there are hawkers who will not pay and work there.
mm.
It cannot be that another set of hawkers will pay and work. The rule will be same for both.
True,
So
true.
it will be a huge loss of money for the RPF,
Mm,
which has set the alarm bell. And as a retaliation, on the 16th of September, our
mm.
hawkers were heavily injured, badly injured, lathi charged, brutally lathi charged without any provocation, because they wanted to create fear among us that this is a territory you should not set foot. If you set foot, this is the consequence. And it is even more alarming because of their action. It is even more clear now that whatever is happening in Howrah station must not happen.
Yeah.
To liberate the working force from the shackle of,
Mm,
fight them, we must
mm,
unite the people
mm.
and we must agitate. And that is exactly what Jatiyo Bangla Shommelon is doing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for your time. We are very happy that you have given us this time, and we wish you well. Also, I'd like to tell our viewers, I have also personally observed that the RPF does various kinds of atrocities against the hawkers, and they are also replacing the ecosystem. They have no issue with hawkery. They are replacing the Bengali hawkers and the hawkers who are from the Adivasi communities with outsider people, not even Hindi people who are from here. They are from outside, who have come from UP or from Bihar. They are replacing them as the hawker, and they are trying to get money from that. So in many ways, the whole of Bengal is now in a very difficult position, and corruption has completely engulfed all societies, all sectors of Bengal. Okay, be it central government or state government or the apparatus, the state actors or the non-state actors, and we are in a very difficult and different zone called West Bengal. At times, I wonder whether we are in India or in some other place, whether Indian Constitution is applicable in our land. So, thank you, Siddhabrata, for giving us time, and we wish you well. Viewers, please like, share, and subscribe so that we can bring you more different kind of videos, and make sure that you share this. DYNT, DYNT, Democratize the Nation Today. Awaken one human at a time. Thank you for watching this video.